Welcome to another episode of Silence is Golden, the show where we help you start and grow your very own WordPress consulting business. I'm Simon Kelly, and this guy over here.
Hi.
There it is.
I'm Ben Skeepers.
Ben Skeepers is joining us today.
Obviously, I'm not Troy Dean. I think we can't afford him anymore. Budget cuts. We can't afford his appearance fee.
Exactly. About time, I reckon.
Yeah.
Today we'll be talking about why having an hourly rate is a rookie mistake for your business, how to guarantee that you always remain profitable, and I have a simple but effective tool to help you to track your profits. All that and a lot more. Stay with us. What's going on, Ben?
Time to dig into the gold nugget.
Nice long Easter.
Yeah.
Easter break. That's always good.
It was lovely.
How was yours? You're always getting up to stuff. What was your? Did you have a scheme? An Easter scheme?
You've really set the bar high now. I didn't really do anything. I ran, I did kung fu, and I think that's it. I didn't really do anything exciting. I'm sorry to let you down.
You went flying like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we set the bar high. You
man.
just got to keep the adrenaline
Should have
going.
gone with that story.
Yeah. I did fly a plane ages ago, and I'll just hang on to that for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would.
Yes. No, I'm like marathon training at the moment, and I'm not running as fast or as far as I need to.
So full
I'm
marathon.
just trying
Tell us about that. Is it a full marathon?
Yeah,
What's this?
in October, the Melbourne Mara. So I'm just doing like half marathon training plan at the moment. Yeah.
Good.
I'm way off how fit I should be, but we'll see.
That's good.
Yeah. It's good to do something other than be sitting down in front of computers all the time. I'd love to know, what do you do when you're not making things on the internet machine? What do you do for fitness and get out there? That question was directed at you.
Yeah, what's your personal best marathon time? We'd love to know.
Yeah. I know Kat Townsend, who's one of our Mavericks, runs marathons, and she was telling me in Santa Monica that she'd do it like as like a pub crawl kind of thing. Like she'd do it as transport.
You've got me on board now.
She'd just be like, I want to have a look at the city, so I'll just run from like bar to bar and like have lunch and whatever, and end up doing like, you know, the equivalent of a marathon pretty much.
To be fair, that's probably a better alternative than catching the trains around here at the moment.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
you might as well just run everywhere
run
and drink like on the road. That's insane. That's what I heard anyway. It might have been a totally different story. Kat can totally correct me if I'm wrong. Cool.
Today's health advice on Silence is Golden.
That's it. Yeah. Drink and do marathons.
Yep.
Perfect. I've got Moore Cohen is watching. What's up? Jeffrey Patch joined. I will talk to you later, Jeff. I've got something to talk about. Amy Carla Rosales is here as well. Welcome, Amy. I hope you had an awesome Easter. Monte Cristo is here. Morning Legends. Dive. What? Jeff has done a marathon. My personal best is 6:30. Goal is 3:59. That's all right, buddy. It's just need to speed that up a little bit, I think. But that's awesome that you completed it.
I thought that was minutes for a second.
Yeah. 6
He was in a
minutes 30.
car that was cheating.
Yeah. Is it?
No, or else I would do them. I'd be a marathon driver.
You do something for fitness and off the internet machines, don't you? When you're not designing things.
Yes. I'm a soccer referee, but marathons is a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have brought your trophy down. Is that thing's like this big? You could definitely kill a man with that.
Yeah. That's probably why.
Yeah.
You don't want to get a little one. You get enough of those as a kid, don't you? The little participation ones.
What was the trophy for?
Assistant referee of the year. We're going to talk about that.
No look high five.
I look.
Today we're talking about profit, and no, we're not. We're talking about ditching your hourly rate. Yeah. So it's an interesting concept. I was actually chatting to Lynn, who's one of our Mavericks, about this morning. So really, when you're on the hourly rate treadmill, basically it's time for money, and there's no other way around it. Like, you charge an hourly rate to do some work. The problem there is that it's not leverageable at all, and it's completely arbitrary figure that's completely made up, and it doesn't say anything to the outcome that you're going to achieve. Basically, if you're doing design work hourly, who's to say that the outcome will be achieved after 2 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours, 40 hours? Like, you have no idea what the cost's going to be and when you're going to actually get the deliverable. Have you done much like freelance work, design work?
I've been doing a little bit lately.
Yeah.
Hourly's a bit. I've been trying to work towards project-based, even though they're tiny, teeny, tiny little projects. It's still trying to actually put something together.
It's like when you start out doing hourly is totally fine, and that's what I did at the beginning. But then putting together packages, it really helped because then it was more outcome focused, and then it was up to me to make sure that I was achieving something and doing something in a more like efficient way. So if we were going to build a website and I was going to do that hourly, like how that doesn't really make sense for the client. It's going to, I don't know how it's going to be 125 an hour. They're like, well, I don't want an hour. I want
great. I
a
hope you're done in
website.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
You're like really quick, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. How's it going to take? Oh, I don't know, could happen and that could happen, right? Like your process, owning that process, it's up to you to be efficient in that, and you can get paid more by ditching that hourly rate and going with a package process instead. Yeah. So if you were to design something like flyers for hotels or venues, and you were to do them hourly, it is not in your best interest to do them fast.
Yes,
because you get paid more if you suck. No, if you just take the time. Yeah,
if you just go on a Fiverr or something like that, it can be done quick, easy, cheap. If that's what you want, then don't hire a professional.
Yeah, don't hire a professional. Exactly.
It's like Chris Limmer's shirt, wasn't it? WP.
Do you remember what it said?
What was it? Something about cheap websites.
Yeah, if you think it's expensive hiring a professional, try hiring an amateur.
That's it.
Yes, they're some of the best leads and clients that I've had actually. Someone who's gone through the process, hired someone to achieve a result and they haven't been able to, and it's been really expensive. So now they've paid money, they know what they want, they've paid some money to get there, and they still haven't got there. So now when you present a solution to them, they're like, yeah, I know this path, I know that path, and none of them lead to where I want, so please help me, I'll pay to get that result. Yeah.
Cool.
There you go. So basically, you'll be able to, if you ditch the hourly rate, you can you can create packages, you can plan ahead, you can scale, you can hire people. There is much more that you can do that's outside of just time for money, with you being the one who is the entire business, right?
Well, you lose that time constraint as well, because obviously there's a limited number of hours in a week. So obviously you're limited there. So all of a sudden, if you move away from that, then
the world is your oyster. It is. Exactly. So we actually have marketing retainers and lead gen retainers in my agency, and we don't charge hourly for that because we're quite efficient and we have a system to help get results for our clients. If we would charge hourly, it would just be painful, and we'd have a cap on how many clients we can have and how many people we can actually help with our system. So by having our system and by charging a fixed fee for that, we can scale. Our clients actually enjoy that because they know the budget that they've got to spend each month. It works out pretty well. I'd love to know, are you charging hourly or are you not? Are you charging project-based? Let us know in the comments.
Here we go.
Jeff says he walked, crawled, and cried, but he finished for the marathon. I assume.
I reckon I'd do it in the opposite order, but I think I'd
finish, cry, crawl, and then walk. I'll finish the marathon.
I will start
first.
In tears.
Yeah.
Hopefully it gets better.
Exactly. Are you charging hourly? Let us know, yes or no, in the comments. Have you got the YouTube machine up there?
Yep, it's working.
Yep, excellent. Want to be clear about one thing, is that it's not about overcharging, right? I think there's a tendency to feel like you're doing a disservice for your clients by charging packages, and you shouldn't be charging, let's say, $1,000 for something that might take you 2 hours to do. You've learned the process, you've worked with lots of people, there's been a lot of time and dedication to help you achieve, to help you build the processes to achieve a particular outcome. So you should be rewarded for that. There is a story, I believe, with I think it was Picasso or something like that. I'm just going to tell the story incredibly poorly, and I'm just going to say that it's factual. So all right, Picasso is sitting at a bar, and he's drawing on a napkin, all right? You just nod. He's drawing on a napkin, and then someone says, "Oh my God, Picasso, this is total bullshit. Can I buy that off you? How much for that?" And he said $100,000. I'm like, "What? That took you 2 minutes to do?" He said, "No, it took me an entire lifetime to know how to draw it like that."
That sounds like that should be a fact.
I reckon it should be a fact.
Not?
It's a great fact.
I have heard that story. To be fair, it doesn't make it any more likely to be accurate.
Was it at a bar?
I This is after a couple of shots or something.
Yeah,
does
no,
he
not when you
strike
heard
as
it.
a shot?
Not when you heard it, when the story was told.
Do you reckon Picasso was a tequila guy?
I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Max has anything to do with the story, he's definitely a tequila guy.
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. So yeah, when it comes to overcharging, what have we got here in our notes? Yeah. When it comes to overcharging, so yeah, you're insecure. Yeah, really, the hourly rate is like when you're insecure that you can actually achieve the outcome. You know, when you like want to do a project and you're like, okay, great. A client says, I'd love to get a quote. And you're like, well, I don't really want to do one because there's too many unknowns. I'm really unsure about how quick it's going to be. And you, client, with like how many revisions you're going to do, like the deliverables and everything's just so unsure. So I'm just going to kind of give up on trying to put the deliverables down and put the boundaries in place, and I'm just going to go hourly. It's just the insecurity of just not knowing those things. You have to put those boundaries in place in order to create the package. So there you go. So get over it, create your packages, create your fences, create your boundaries, and then offer those to clients and get more efficient at what you deliver. There it is.
This is normally the point where Troy would go on an angry rant or something.
Yeah. About something else.
Processes or something.
Yeah. Lack of sleep, kids, shitting himself, whatever things he's been talking about.
Speaking of lack of sleep, poor Max. Max has had a rough night, I think.
Oh, did he? Oh, good email.
I think he had a couple.
He's fine? He's like, no, don't worry about it. Cool. So there is someone that we know who has a great deal of knowledge about value and going beyond the hourly rate into strategy, and that is Jasmine Andrews, and that is our golden nugget for this week. So let's take a look at what Jasmine has to say.
How the money is in the strategy, really, that you know, if you list out as a technician, as a web technician, if you list out all of the deliverables that you can offer a client, you know, installing a website, setting up their theme, installing their plugins, integrating with their CMS or their CRM or whatever it is, those things are commodities. You can go to one of many marketplaces on the internet and buy an email newsletter template for $199 and it's installed in MailChimp. Whether or not that's actually going to impact your business is of no concern to the person who's done that work for you. They don't care. They're just fulfilling an order. A strategist or a consultant who designs the overall strategy and works out how the sum of all these parts is going to fit together to drive the business forward, that's actually the valuable thing that the client really needs. They don't need a bunch of tactics, right?
No, precisely. Tactics only get you from here to there. Then strategy is sort of deciding where you actually want to end up and picking the best place to be. So,
oh, that's good. I'm totally going to steal that one.
Go ahead.
Tactics get you from A to B, but strategy works out where B is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I'm totally stealing that.
Get ready for Tool of the Week.
That the money is really in the strategy, and the tactics will like really only get you so far, and they change from time to time, like what software is being used, like how to generate leads, like using this funnel versus that funnel, all these different things, how Facebook ad works, because they always change around all the time. But the value really is in the strategy that you have with your clients. Ben wholeheartedly agrees. Yeah?
Well, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just entranced with your facts.
yeah, absolutely. So I was actually having a chat with, as I mentioned earlier on, with Lynn, who's one of our Mavericks. We were talking about she does work with Magento clients. Do you know what that is? Magento?
No.
So it's like a
color.
You know, it's right there as well. So Ben knows Magenta. Lynn works with Magento, which is an e-commerce platform. It can be really, really complicated. I haven't worked with it for a super long time. Lynn, by the sound of her voice, she said it's very painful, but her team are exceptional at the way that they are able to make it sing and dance if that's what it needs to do. So she's actually trying to figure out how to go from hourly work that she has with a client, where they'll just request things, like they've got a separate marketing agency. Marketing agency says, site needs to blah, blah, blah. They send that through to Lynn. Lynn does the work, and then at the end of the month, gives them an invoice for the work that was done. It's painful for her, and they don't really get excited about that kind of work because it's like really small stuff. It pulls them away from like 25K projects that they're working on at the time, but they want to keep those clients, right? So they keep actually doing those things. Are you feeling me? You feeling me so far?
I do, yeah.
Makes sense?
You want to be working on the big projects, not the
That's right.
little ones.
Yeah, but you want to keep those clients. So
Oh,
what do
of
you
course,
do?
yeah.
Do you say no, or do you work out a system that might be able to help?
That comes back to processes, doesn't it?
I think it does.
Yeah.
I think it does. So I've actually done this kind of process with a couple of clients early on when I was first building retainers. I'd sit down with them and I'd first of all say like, I can't work on this. Like you request something, we kind of stop everything, and then we work on that and we invoice you. Just it wasn't scalable. It wasn't something like the cash flow would be like up and down all the time, because sometimes we would have lots of requests, sometimes we'd have hardly any. So we wouldn't have any predictable revenue in that way. So I said to the client, like, I want to try something different. I want to actually, the way I pitched it to them was that I want to be more proactive instead of reactive. So what I did is I sat down with them and mapped out like what the next 12 months looks like for them. Like what do they want to achieve? How do they want their website to be? How do they want their email list to be? Their marketing, social, all this stuff, unrelated to services that I was offering as well. Like just all sorts of different changes in their business, different menu offerings they might have if they're a hotel, or like, you know, are they going to get a bigger warehouse if they're an e-commerce client? Just like map out all this stuff. So then what I'm doing there is like mapping out the next 12 months of projects that we could work on, right? So we're making a proactive plan as part of this, yeah? So then I go, great, like that was really useful. I hope you enjoyed that process. Clients absolutely love going through that process as well. I use a Trello board. I think I've got a template for that somewhere. Comment if you would like that. Just say Trello yearly planner into the Facebook comments and I'll hook you up. Anyway, so we do the monthly plan, the yearly plan. And then I say to them, all right, so based on like the work we've done together previously in previous months, looks like you're spending like $1,500 a month with us kind of thing on average. So what I propose we do is we do like a $1,500 a month retainer. We do that for the next 3 months just to see how it works. We'll fill up our queue in a Trello board. We'll fill up the projects each month so you can see what we're proactively working on. And when you don't have requests for us, we're going to work on these things to help you get to those goals that you already told us about, right? And then that's basically how we started off.
That's good.
Working with my retainers, and it's worked beautifully. So we're doing that with quite a few clients over the last couple of years, and it works awesome. Have monthly meetings with them to make sure things are on track. And when they have ideas or projects they want to work on, basically have trained them enough that they know where to put them, like in the Trello board, and they don't just email it and expect it to be done straight away. And yeah, that works beautifully. So I was talking to Lynn about that, and how to deliver it and how to sell it.
Well, I think it comes back to communication, I think. As long as everyone's on the same page, I feel like you can achieve those outcomes.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, you're totally right. Like if everyone's not on the same page, if you're just communicating via email and trying to work with the client on an ongoing basis, it's almost impossible because there's no plan, there's no visibility, there's no, here's what we're working on now, it's a multi-month project, right? You want to actually have something where they can see what's going on. Otherwise they're going to start questioning and they're going to start emailing you. So don't do that. Make sense? It's like what we were talking about before. It's like going to the dentist, like the hourly rate. I went to the dentist a couple of months ago, sat down in the chair. It was like $140 to just sit in the chair, basically. I could have just stood up and then that would have been it, $140. And then they're like, blah, 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 you need this. Cool, add that to the list. Blah, 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 you also need this. Would like to do a full mouth scan so we can take like a snapshot of how your teeth are right now, and then we can track that over time. Do you want that now? I'm like, whatever you think I need to help make sure my teeth are healthy, I will sign up for that, and just let's keep it below $1,000, please. And they just signed me up for a bunch of stuff, got it done. It was like 35 minutes, and it was about $500. At an hourly rate, that's pretty damn good. Yeah. It's like $1,000 an hour. But if the dentist took 4 hours to do that, it still would have been $500. Yeah. Like they have certain deliverables that cost a certain amount to get done. I was able to say yes or no as well, because she's like, the scan will be $200. The scan will be $150 an hour. Like, what?
Yeah, that's.
I don't know.
How is this? Is this
like
a 2-week
mouth
thing?
Scan? Yeah, exactly. Like, do I stay overnight here or what? Like, is this going to be now and you just take a picture, or I got to sleep here in the mouth guard? And I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, it's not their first time, and they'll have a good idea of how long these things are going to take.
Hopefully not the dentist's first time. Yeah,
because they should know how long these things will take, so they can.
Yeah. Imagine if she said hourly. I would be like, please, I'm done. I'm out of here. Like, you
Does
clearly
this
don't
involve
know what
you-
you're doing.
Does this involve you going to an instruction manual or something?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I guess it's like
Just Googling, like, while they're doing it. Oh, wait. Can you turn the other way? Sorry.
God, it's not on
The
Android.
drill goes the other way around. yeah.
Well, I guess it's like sprinters. I guess like come back to the marathon and athletes and that.
Totally.
Like if they were paid on an hourly rate, the faster they ran, the less that they would earn.
Yeah. Usain Bolt is getting paid.
Oh mate,
not very much.
he's on the worst deal. Worst deal ever.
Worst hourly rate ever. Yeah.
Whereas grandma,
yeah.
grandma's raking it in.
Yeah. What are those? The Zimmer frame Olympics? They got a super high hourly rate right
do.
there.
Mate,
The
you should
Zimmer
see-
frame
You should see the
decathlon.
pole vault.
Yeah. The rate is out of control.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that brings us to the tool of the week, which helps you to actually measure in when you're profitable and when you're not, and how that works when you are getting out of the hourly rate. So let's have a chat about that.
Get ready for Tool of the Week.
This is the tool of the week that Troy said was boring last week, which is totally fine because it's a spreadsheet. But numbers are important and you need to know them. You need to know if you're profitable and you need to get into the boring spreadsheets and that kind of crap. So let's do it. Let's rip this Band-Aid off and make it happen. You're not going to be able to see what I'm looking at, so I'm just going to talk you through it. And if you'd like this template, then just type in profit template into the comments and we'll hook you up. So what we've got is we have a space for the name of the project, right? Just nod in agreement as I go through this, or shake your head, whatever you like. And then we've got how much we've invoiced them. So here we've got $9,000. And then one of the parts of it, the components of this project, was design hours. So I've got 20 hours in design was spent. And then another component of this was project management. So we had 30 hours. And then development was another component. We've got 72 hours. And then what I do is I multiply each one of those different roles, components, by the rate of the person that was hired to do it, or the employee that's getting that done. So then we have a cost of time of 3,140 for this particular part of it. And then I had some contractors I hired in that were 950, had some direct costs. So these were like software and plugins that were used specifically for this project. And then I've got total costs that are here as well. And then obviously my total costs less what I invoiced is my profit margin. And that's basically what we've got. We also list down when we started, when we finished, how long it took, and then some notes so we can see project by project, like why did that take so long? Why was that so profitable? And we can just see it at like a 30,000 foot glance, what's working well. So there's the template. Let me know if you want access to that. And you can use that to help to track your project profit margins.
We've got a few interests already.
So exciting.
A few people.
Oh, there you go.
Keen to-
In your
keen
face,
to
Troy.
click. Yep.
Is it just you commenting multiple times, or are there people actually interested?
No. It's other people. Could be bots. Could be Russian bots, but you know.
Yeah. I hope so.
It's all about viewers.
Take it away while I'm typing here, buddy. Go
Okay.
for it.
You just replying to people.
Give the people what they
Well,
want.
what are the people wanting? Let's have
wow.
a look what the people are wanting.
Look.
Yeah.
50 Marketing Secrets of Successful Women book by Tina Hughes is watching right now. I assume your name is Tina Hughes and you have a book called 50 Marketing Secrets of Successful Women.
Unless
Awesome.
it could be just a marketing ploy though, is to change your name by default
I think so.
to the title of the book.
You reckon it's not just done in Facebook, it's actually has been done by
yeah,
default.
it could be the license.
Yes.
Like the birth certificate change and everything.
Ronan wants the Trello planner as well. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to hook you up with that afterwards, Ronan, but I'm happy that you're interested and engaged. Ronan says, what about a client who isn't interested in a year-long plan, but rather has occasional updates here and there? Yes, it's not about signing them up to a year-long plan. That's not what I'm trying to get them on. I'm trying to sit down and say with them, I would love to know what your goals are over the next 12 months so I can proactively help you get there. You don't have to say yes or no to a 12-month plan at all. You just want occasional updates. But they want updates and they want changes and they want services done on their site and in their marketing for a reason. And it's to help them get somewhere. You want to be proactive and knowing where that somewhere is. And helping them get that out of their mind and into a plan is super valuable, I've found, with all the clients I've done this with. And it helps to position you as the authority and the trusted advisor. Mic drop. You can't really drop these. It's not very exciting. Yeah, I hope that helps, Ronan. I hope that makes sense. I'm not selling them on the 12-month plan at this point. I'm just going through their goals and what they want to achieve so I can be proactive in helping them get there. So if they're like, oh, we want to sell the business, after 12 months, like, oh my God, wow, that's crazy. And then they're just asking for these small changes, like change this and change that. I can actually proactively say, hey, if you want to sell your business, then doing some SEO and being found more obviously on Google would really help with that sale. I can pitch them that to help them get to their results instead of just waiting for them to decide that this is what they want. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah, good.
Sorry, I thought it might have been rhetorical.
No, he's a very engaged audience member. Yeah. Yeah.
I suppose it makes a nice difference.
Yeah. It does make a massive difference. Thanks, buddy.
Shout out to Troy if he's watching at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
in London.
I think we're pretty safe. No one watches the replay of this anyway, so we're all good. Cool. All right. Shall we jump into the community and seeing if we can help some people get unstuck?
Let's get unstuck.
Let's get unstuck.
I gotta stop breathing and making noise during the bumpers. Max is like, shut up, stop clearing your throat in the bumpers, because we're still hot. All right, so 2 questions from the community. Siddharth, who's one of our new members, welcome Siddharth, says, an existing client had a referral for me but did not share the contact details for a few days. He forgot about it. I sent an email asking him about the referral. He forwarded my email, not cool, to this company, his friend, who wants a website introducing me to them. Now, should I wait for them to email me or kickstart the process by sharing the website worksheet straight away? Holding my horses for now. Great, I would engage first. I would get some level of conversation happening before you share the website worksheet. I'm not obviously privy to the content of this email that was shared and how you were introduced, but I would just say like, hey Paul, thanks so much for introducing me. Hi, Susan, nice to meet you. Love to have a bit more of a chat about the website. First of all, the way that we get started is we just ask a few questions about what you're trying to achieve, and then we book in a meeting from there. How's that sound? And then you just get that engagement going. If you give them a big task to do initially, there's usually a bit of objection to that. They might take a bit of time. So you just want like small micro commitments to get started and just like ramp up the level of commitment over time. That's what I think about that.
How about that?
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like you just start small and then
Yes.
just like gradually increase the level of commitment.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of just like, jumping straight into bed, maybe give them a little touch.
Are we
and then a
allowed to
drink
make these jokes? Because
we can.
I've
We
been
totally
holding
can.
myself
Yeah,
back
no.
a lot.
Please unleash the Ben.
No, I'll have to get Max to drop the levels down first.
Yeah.
Or else we become demonetized on YouTube.
Yeah. Just mute and let Ben say his jokes. We can laugh hysterically.
Welcome to Sig Up Late.
Yeah.
Sure. Second question's from Jessica Gruber, my favourite Die Hard villains, the Grubers, the Gruber brothers.
Very good.
Yes? No relation, I'm sure, with Jessica.
Relation optional.
What's your opinion on having a branding and digital business versus straight digital?
Well, my opinion is it depends on what you're doing. I mean, be clear before you're clever. Like if you offer branding and digital, then make it clear. Basically, I'd want to get more niche than saying branding and digital, because there are so many branding and or digital companies out there. You'd want to be doing something like, I help get X result for X type of client. I help e-commerce sites grow from 500,000 to 1 million in 12 months. Like that's a little bit more empowering and exciting. So many different freelancers and small businesses, digital marketing agencies just talk about themselves. So like talk about your customers and what they want instead of just talking about who you are and being very, very vague and generic by saying like digital business. Yeah, that's my view on that.
And that branding might necessarily be your sweet spot either. Like it's about where you want to work. It's about what you want to be doing.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think, it's really to do with like the end result that you get.
Yeah.
Because if they're Googling and they're like, oh yeah, digital business, branding. There's just so many samesies, like Me Too companies. You really got to stand out by saying something a little bit different. That's what I think about that.
Yeah.
in the graphic design and web design game, there's so many web designers and graphic designers, but if you are something more specific, actually Max was talking about this quite a while ago, about like doing videography and shooting videos for people that are on like the second version of the course that they want to put together. So he had like a fancy name that was way better than what I just said then, but he would be like your digital course producer, something along those lines, but he's not just a videographer. He helps you achieve a particular outcome.
To be fair, Max helps us achieve all our outcomes.
He does. He does. Very
He's the
much.
biggest cog in our machine.
Yes, that's right.
Cog or log, I'm not sure.
He's saying wrap it up.
We-
We're just giving him compliments. He's like, yeah,
Oh,
cool.
Yeah, we're going to start. Sorry, we'll get him on next week to talk about his story.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. All right. I hope that's been useful. Let me know if you'd like those templates. I'll share them in with the. I'll share them in the comments with the Trello planning board and the profit margin spreadsheet. Make sure you use them. The point of creating these templates and sharing them is so you actually use them. So put them into practice. Let us know how you go. Let us know how you help, how they help you, and if you have any feedback at all.
Good. So I think we're done.
I think we're done.
That's good.
Yeah.
We'll let Max run off, get some coffee for us.
Yeah, he damn well better.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, cool. If you like this, if you know someone that would find this information useful or entertaining, please tag them in or share it with them. Subscribe on YouTube, Facebook. Check for us live next week as well, where we'll be talking about the sixth commandment of freelancing, which we'll just leave that with you. Until next time, I'm Simon Kelly.
I'm Ben Skeepers. Remember,
Remember, knowledge is power.
and silence is golden.